Hi everyone, Grace here, and today I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of all of the functionality of Snap&Read. So first things first, we're going to turn Snap&Read on, and to do that, you just come to the Snap&Read icon located on your toolbar, give it a click, and you'll come up with this little menu, and the first option here is just to turn on Snap&Read. So you click on that slide bar and it'll turn on, and you can click anywhere to exit out of that. Now the first tool on our toolbar is this little microphone tool, this little speaker, and this is our Speak All tool. This tool is really cool. Basically, when you turn it on, you're going to be able to click anywhere on an article, such as this one on Time for Kids, and it'll talk to you. So I'm going to turn my computer volume up here so you can hear it, and turn it on. Whenever you turn on a functionality on Snap&Read, the toolbar is going to tell you that it's on by highlighting that icon. So I know that my Speak All tool is on because it has been highlighted, it's no longer white, and so that's going to be the indication for every function on Snap&Read. Moving on though, I will show you how this works. If I want it to read this sentence, all I have to do is come to the first word and give a click.
People first set foot on the moon on July 29.
And then you can click to turn it off as well. So it's really easy. You're just going to click on whatever place you want Snap&Read to start reading, and then you click anywhere on the web page to get it to stop reading. So really easy. And then to turn it off, you just click the icon, and you can tell it's off because it's no longer highlighted. Now the next tool I'm going to show you, I'm actually going to pop into my drive. I have a PDF up here. And most of the text that we have on the internet in various places on the computer today is accessible text, which means you can highlight it with your cursor. If I pop back to my Time for Kids, and I can do that, I can highlight it with my cursor. But inaccessible text is basically text that you can't highlight. It's just dug into the document. And this, see, I'm trying to highlight, but it's getting all messed up. It's kind of collywopsy. It's not really in neat lines because this PDF has been set up kind of weird. But that is perfect for our OCR tool. So I'm going to come over here. That's the second one down on our toolbar. And this is going to basically make text that is inaccessible accessible for Snap&Read. So all you got to do is give a click. And now my cursor is this big cross. And basically all I need to do is highlight the text that I want accessible to Snap&Read, and it will kind of go into the document, pull that text out for me, and then I'll be able to use my other functions with that text. So I will show you. I'm going to highlight this right here, and it'll think for a second.
Our solar system is made up of 8 main planets and a number of smaller dwarfy planets. The size of our solar system is vast.
And then you can click the X to make it go away. But as you can see, if I had tried to use the Speak All tool with this text, it wouldn't have worked because it's inaccessible. But using that OCR tool makes it accessible and really easy for any user to use the other Snap&Read functions on any sort of platform, any text on the web. Now the next one down is our text leveler, which is right here. And to show you that, I'm going to hop over to another web page. This is nasa.gov, and this is a really cool article about how NASA is beginning America's new Moon to Mars exploration approach. And it's kind of the sister of this article, which is about the same thing, but this is on Time for Kids, so obviously the reading level is made for younger kids or students. But this one is a full-blown government article, so it has a lot of difficult words, a lot of really conceptual ideas in here that even at my age would be kind of hard to understand. So if a student were trying to get at this text and really understand it, they might struggle a bit. But our text leveler is going to be a great resource for them to kind of bring that high-level vocabulary and those words that might be really tricky down to a level that a student can understand. And it will help with that scaffolding to learn new vocabulary and build on that vocabulary as they go. So I will show you. It is this one, the third one down right here on our toolbar. I'm going to give that a click. It's highlighted so I know it's on, and my cursor is also turned into that icon as well. And basically all I have to do is click anywhere on this web page, It's going to give a thought for a moment, and it's actually going to change those words. Now the changed words are in italics, so you can see it obviously right here. And when I hover my cursor over that, it's going to be a question mark, and that's how I know that it has changed. So some of the time it will change a word to a less difficult synonym, and other times it will just throw a definition in there. As you can see, amazing over here used to be incredible, breathtaking, amazing. So it's changing it to synonyms so I can try and understand. This here, though, this is like just a definition that's been thrown into the text. And so there's not really an easy to understand synonym. What you're going to see is that Snap&Read will put in just a definition, so that way I can read and say our service is business/government, unit/power/functioning, things that were completed, and then I can click and it'll go to accomplishments. And I actually have my translate turned to French here, so you can see if you have a second language put into your Snap&Read, you're going to be able to see that it gives me that definition again in a different language, which is also great for English learners. If you're learning English, this is going to be a good thing for you to use too. Mine is set to French because I also speak French, so you can see that it's giving me French words as well, which is pretty cool. But this is really nice. And it's going to help with, like I said, learning vocabulary words, being able to see the difference, switching back and forth between two words, between definition and a word, is going to solidify in a student's mind the similarity between the two and help them learn and bridge the gap to bigger vocabulary. And they'll be able to be reading articles such as this one that is pretty difficult reading material, but still with this leveling text leveler tool, you're going to be able to use websites, articles, all that stuff that is way out of your reading level, but still be able to understand, which is awesome. So I'm going to turn that off. And I'm going to stay on this web page, and I'm going to show you the color overlay and reading guide tool, which is the next one down right here. And this is going to be really good for web pages like this, which have really small text and long lines, especially with the stuff going on here, or if there's ads or anything like that, that might be a little bit difficult for a student to pay attention. Or, like I said, if the text is really small, this is going to help with just staying on the correct line and reading the line all the way through. So I'm going to give a click. It's our fourth one down. And so when I hover my cursor over a paragraph, it's going to turn that paragraph blue. And then the line that I'm on is going to turn yellow. So it's really easy for me to see with that color coding what line I'm on. And so a lot of the struggle of trying to read, especially with harder material like this, is to stay on that focus of the one line and really make it through the whole line. But when you have something like this color coding, you don't have to take your finger and drag it across. And that's also difficult to do on a computer, or if you're on like a tablet or something with a touch screen. You really can't use that method where you drag your finger across each word. But this is going to basically eliminate the need for that, because with this color coding, it's just as easy as using your finger to drag across. And it will really help keep the focus on what you're reading, the line that you're on, and help you get through the whole paragraph. So that's really cool, and that's going to eliminate distractions. I'm going to turn that off. I'm actually going to hop back to my moon mission page here, and I'm going to show you this kind of hidden tool, and we like to call it the garage door that we're opening. So you want to come down to the bottom here, and I'm going to show you the functionality of this last tool, which right now is grayed out. But when we open our garage door, we have a whole new menu that was hidden before, and this is a menu of outlines. So you can see all of these different outlines that I've made, but I'm going to start a new one today. And when you go to the outlines and you start a new outline or open up an existing outline, this is going to be open now so you can use it. And outlines are really cool on Snap&Read. Basically, you can create it as you're reading, and you can do this a couple of ways. The first is to just type. I'm actually going to name this first. To name the outline, you just click on it, and I'm going to name it Moon Exploration. Cool. Okay, so I could just type. That would be an easy way to do it. So I can say Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon. And I could use that as my outline. But another way to do it is to use this last tool on our toolbar at the moment, which is going to be able to highlight information and then put it onto our outline. So I'll get another bullet point. To continue to create bullet points, all you really have to do is click the Enter button. And now I'm going to click on this last tool. I'm going to, let's see, I will just highlight this first sentence here. And it's going to throw it right into my outline for me. It even gives me an awesome hyperlink, which is cool. So I'm not going to forget where my information came from if I'm planning for an essay or something like that, doing a project where I need to cite my work. I'm going to be able to have this right here, which is awesome. But just the outline also has sources. And if you come over here, you can see that it's going to cite that source for you. So not only does it have the hyperlink to the actual web page, but when you hop over here, it's going to give you a full bibliographic citation for you to use. I have it in APA right now, but you can go to MLA, you can do Chicago or APA. So really, really great function there for any student. I mean, I'm a college student, and having my work cited for me already is huge, saves me a ton of time for all my papers and stuff. But yeah, any kind of assignment that you're doing, you're going to have that source right there for you. You don't even have to worry about it, which is awesome. Yeah, so the outline function is really cool as well. I'm going to close our garage door now, and I'm actually going to show you just a couple more things. Snap&Read is huge. There's a lot of functions to it, so we're going to keep going. The next thing I do want to show you is our menu, and this has our options. So to get to that menu, you just click on the Snap&Read icon, same thing I went to when I was turning it on. And you want to come down here to the Options section. And this is going to open up a new window with all of your Snap&Read options. So you can change a bunch of different things. What color you want when the text is highlighted for the background as well as the text. So when I use my Speak All tool or stuff like that, I have it selected as the highlight of the text is going to be purple and the text in that highlight is going to be black. But you could change it to white and, let's see, I don't know, I'll highlight black. You can really do whatever you want, and then you can see when I pop up with my Speak All tool, now it's going to change.
Buzz Aldrin stepped from the Apollo.
So you can change that. It's really cool. You can also change who's reading to you. There's a bunch of different ones. This is kind of different. So they have different French voices, German, a bunch of different languages, but the English ones, I'm going to change it to Daniel.
Welcome to the Snap&Read extension. You can change the pitch, rate, and volume of speech using the sliders below.
So it'll give you an example of what each voice sounds like, and so you can change that as much as you want, as well as like the voice said, you can change the volume.
Welcome to the
and then it'll give you an example.
You can change the pitch.
You can change the speed, how fast they're going to read.
Welcome to the Snap&Read extension. You can change the pitch, rate. Welcome to the Snap&Read.
As well as the pitch.
Welcome to the Snap. Welcome to the Snap and welcome to the Snap. Welcome to the Snap&Read
gonna keep
extension.
reading.
You can change the pitch, rate, and volume of speech using the sliders below.
So very good way to personalize. You can really pick what you feel fits best with your reading style, what you want to be hearing when you're reading as well. And then over here we have the colors for the color overlay and reading line guide. Just like these, it's going to give you the options so you can personalize it again. And then there's actually a couple cool things in here that goes with the functionality of Snap&Read. The first one is our dictionary double click. You can turn that on. And if you come back to our web page here, that's going to basically define any word that I double click on this web page. So if I want to define the word people, I give a double click. And it's going to come up with a definition as well as pictures to kind of help me place that definition. It gives me the part of speech, if it's plural or singular. And so it works pretty well. Obviously, as you can see, I can click on any word that I want on this web page or any web page, and it's going to help me understand that. And that, again, works really well with learning vocabulary and getting to that higher reading level and really understanding different words that you're reading. This is going to be great. That way you don't have to sit with a dictionary next to you or open up a new web page every time you're reading and type in the word. You can actually just have it defined for you right on that page, which is awesome. I'm going to go back into my options menu and show you our translate feature now. I'm going to turn off my dictionary. And translate right here, all you got to do is slide that on. So translate into French. Basically, now that I've turned that on, if I close out my extension and I come back to my Time for Kids page, there's a new button on our toolbar, and this is our translate button. So when you have that turned on, your toolbar is going to look a little different. All you have to do is click to turn it on, just like all the other ones. And then I can highlight. And what it'll do is translate this into French for me because that's the language I had selected. And then it's going to read in French to me what it just translated. So if I come to the Snap&Read Speak All tool, then I can have it read to me.
Les gens ont mis les pieds sur la lune le 20 juillet 1969.
So there you go, really easy. Once you translate that text, you can then use some of the other functions to help you with that reading as well. So that's really simple, really easy. And you can change the language that it's in by coming back to our options and just clicking on that language. We have a ton of different languages, so chances are your language is probably supported on Snap&Read. Like I said earlier, I also speak French, so that's why mine is set to French. When I was showing the text leveling tool earlier, it was turned on so you could see that it was changing to French with that text leveling as well. I'm going to come out of my extension. And the last thing that I'm going to show you is another way to remove distractions. And I'm going to come into the NASA webpage actually for this. Because there's a sidebar, there's a little bit going on here. This top bar is kind of distracting. Snap&Read actually has a way that you can load something up in a new window and remove distractions from the entire web page, which is awesome. And that is in the Snap&Read menu, like I went to before with the options. All you have to do is come to this button, remove distractions right here. If you give it a click, it's going to think for a little bit, and then it'll open up just the text of that article in a new window for you. So as you can see, this whole article with the pictures and all the captions, all of the content of that article is still here, but you don't have that top bar, you don't have the logos, you don't have the sidebar, which can be very distracting to a reader. So this is going to be a really great way. And then once you load that up, you can still use all of our tools here. You just are in a new window now. So that's also a great way that you can use Snap&Read to remove distractions, just like the reading tool as well to help you stay on course with your lines and stuff like that. So very, very great overview of Snap&Read. Obviously, we have a lot of functionality, a lot of different adaptable tools for all students to use. But this was just a highlight. If you have any more questions, you can look at the singular videos that we have on our website that will break down these steps a little more and go deeper into the functionality of all these different tools. Obviously, if I did that in one video, it would take a really long time just because Snap&Read is such a diverse and really great tool to use and has a lot of functionality. But if you want to see more tools, you can look at those videos. Otherwise, thank you for watching and enjoy using Snap&Read.